Hello, welcome to this Perspectium presentation. My name is David Liu. I'm the CEO and founder of Perspectium. Today, I'm going to show you 3 use cases of how we have integrated Amazon resources into the ServiceNow service catalog to launch 3 very useful use cases. Before I start, let me introduce the company. We are a SaaS company that solves data and service integration problems for enterprise customers in a standard and repeatable framework. We have over 200 years of service management industry, and therefore we focus on the problems around service management. We are targeting global 2,000 enterprise customers, and to date we have achieved over 2 billion transactions per month. The first use case I want to share with you is one that we use ourselves internally in our DevOps team to provision and launch our integration mesh that services our customer. So we have packaged all of the resources that is required to launch and run our integration mesh as an AWS Service Catalog request. And as such, using the AWS Service Catalog connector, we can now present this as a ServiceNow Service Catalog request in ServiceNow. So that is very important because now we can tie the request into our ITIL process and have governance and repeatability and standardization of how we launch these environments. As part of the launching, we create a couple of EC2 nodes that host our HA proxy servers. That is the entry point into the integration mesh. The integration mesh itself consists of RabbitMQ clustered services with our message broker service sitting on top of that. Additionally, there is an Amazon RDS database that is provisioned automatically as well to store the configuration and transient customer data as our customers using our solution. The next use case I want to share with you is a very popular one for our customers. It is our on-demand data integration solution. Customers want to extract and populate external data lakes and databases so that they can run analytics and big data processes on these service management data or sales data or DevOps data from these 3 application silos. Packaging our solution into an AWS Service Catalog, we can now present the launching of this product in a ServiceNow catalog request. So again, this now ties back to governance because it's now related to an IT process in the service management platform of ServiceNow. As a result of this, customers can launch the entire solution in minutes and have their data in an external data lake or data store. As soon as the launch is completed, the data starts flowing immediately. So this is very time-saving. The next product I want to share with you is a very exciting one for us because this solution utilizes our data integration as well as our service integration expertise to create a machine learning application around service management data. And again, by packaging it up as an AWS Service Catalog request, we can now present the launching of this solution in ServiceNow as a ServiceNow Service Catalog request as well. As the customer launches this solution, all the required configuration and machine learning access is provisioned automatically, including the setting up of the machine learning model that the customer chooses during launch time. After the data has been trained, and again, we're talking about hours or minutes rather than days or weeks that involve other teams to set this up. The incident management system in ServiceNow is now ready to be predicted and suggested with trained information. So as a customer submits an incident, suggested attributes of that incident will come back to the form in real time, suggesting changes like in category or priority or even assignment group that can result in the automatic routing to other systems of engagement as the machine learning determines it to be. And now let's go to a demonstration, and let me introduce to you Joseph McKittrick.
All right, thank you, David. So today I'd like to show a little demonstration of our AWS Service Catalog offerings. We utilize the AWS Service Catalog connector for ServiceNow, and that gives a company access to AWS's best practices as far as their Service Catalog items. In ServiceNow, then, a customer would then be able to use the governance features of AWS, but through ServiceNow. The specific product that I'm going to show is our Intelligent Service Management product. One big piece of this is the machine learning and AI, and I'll go through a use case of that. If you were a customer and you went to use this, you would install the Service Catalog connector from AWS, and then Perspective would give you update sets and give you access to these items, which are our offerings. So let's go ahead and click in here. The configuration's pretty simple. So as far as product name, what that's doing is allowing you to give a label to the asset. So in this case, we'll call it Machine Learning Demo 1111. All right, and we've really simplified the configuration to a pretty high degree. So essentially what we're doing here is asking for an IAM user's access key and secret key, and this IAM user facilitates the uploading of training data for our modeling into an S3 bucket, and on the other side it allows the machine learning in AWS to pull that data and create models from it. So I'm going to go ahead and put some values in here. All right, so let's go ahead and kick things off. So again, in this paradigm, you're going to click Order Now, and that kicks off the process. So we'll go ahead and do that. So this is actually, when this actually runs a live EC2. It spins up a live EC2 instance. It makes everything from scratch in our cloud dynamically on request in real time. So actually, while that's being provisioned, you can see that in AWS if you go to our cloud formation. All right, so we can see it's in progress. That'll take a couple minutes. So while that's running, let me go ahead and show some more detail about what we have cooking here. So our solution is based off, when I say Amazon machine learning, obviously there are multiple machine learning products. We're really using machine learning. So if that's of interest to people, feel free to go delve into the details there. For this demonstration, what we're going to show is Perspective's capability to integrate into ServiceNow. So what we've done in incidents in ServiceNow, it's a common request from us. Customers have multiple call centers, and maybe through acquisitions or through training, there's some distinctions between how people are categorizing things. What the machine learning allows you to do is train a model based on historic data that you want predictions on. So, and then if another call center was to come in and open an incident, you would get predictions, but those predictions would be based on a data set that you feel is accurate. So let's go ahead and make a new incident. All right, so in this case, let's say Adela has called in and she's asked, she works at Robert Half, and she's noticed that the DB2 database is timing out. It's a simple request. I need the timeout increased to 6,500 milliseconds. All right, and we notice that the assignment group is platform support. They usually handle DB2. So let's go ahead and submit that. All right, and here's our ticket. Now if we go back in there, now you'll notice we have a new machine learning suggestions box. We'll just refresh our incident. Yes. So you see here, actually, we have, for this demonstration, we have 4 different suggestions coming back from machine learning. So in this case, like I mentioned, it said that assignment group actually should come from DevOps. The category should be inquiry, the impact is 1, and the urgency is 3. What we'd like to do is take the suggestion for DevOps, because this has triggered my memory now. I work in a call center and say, oh, that's right, the HR DB2 is actually handled by DevOps. So we'll take that suggestion and accept it. Okay, and if we scroll up, now we actually see our assignment group has been changed to DevOps. And this will now kick off a whole routing process inside Perspectivum's Intelligent Service Management. DevOps common incidents, like I mentioned, are always handled in Jira. So we will have these items show up over here in Jira. All right, so here's our ticket. It's now been transformed into a story in Jira. And we see here, here's our request. Please increase the timeout. Here's our note saying that this originated from ServiceNow. Here's our number. And here's our ServiceNow identifier. So what's really powerful, number one, you get that prediction capability from the machine learning, but then also you're actually able to take action from that. Creating models in and of itself is becoming commoditized, but the value is actually what are you going to do with the results of that? And at Perspectivum, we're giving you a whole solution where there are use cases that are built into ServiceNow. You get utility from that, and then based on those suggestions, you get real actions and routing that happens. So if we go back to ServiceNow, we see that this is updated. So there's our same correlation ID, and now the system is telling us that Jira Story PD60 was created. There's a number of possibilities that a customer could go with. Obviously, we integrate with multiple products, so our whole portfolio of endpoints is available out of the box for this. And we think it's quite a powerful feature that's pretty easy to use.